and it's come to my attention that I look a little beat up, and that is because I've been training hard as F for the World Championships, which is coming up soon, and this is what it looks like. This is what hard work looks like. You may not like it, but this is peak jiu-jitsu performance. Unshaven, black eye, scruffy hair. Dude, I'm here to work, not here to look good. I'm up in LA, staying at my friend's house, training with the Gracie Baja guys at Homolo Halls, and I posted this video for you guys today about wrist locks. Now, wrist locks are sort of like the dirty secret of jiu-jitsu, and when people first are exposed to them, they feel like it's even cheating or something, like prison rules. But the fact of the matter is wrist locks are perfectly fair and legal, and somewhat like heel hooks are a little bit misunderstood. So check out this video and update your knowledge with some sick wrist lock attacks. This is part 1 of 4 videos on wrist locks that I have on my website, KeenanOnline.com. So go check it out if you want to learn more stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. I forgot to mention as well, the YouTube channel is about to get upgraded big time. I have some really, really big things planned, and you don't want to miss it. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and look forward to the stuff that's coming next, because it's about to get wild in here.
So those ones are really good against people who don't really know what they're doing, right? Maybe like white belt, blue belt. Blue belts know what they're doing, but some blue belts don't really know about wrist locks. But that's like almost party trick wrist locks. They're pretty tough to hit in a live situation. If you do it once, the guy's gonna be like, okay, he's trying to wrist lock me. I'm just gonna let go and just rip out, right? The next one I'm gonna show you is effective regardless. If you just out-position the person and out-maneuver them, you'll be able to hit this one anyways. And this one's really good, gi or no gi, and it kind of applies to all positions. You can do this when you're passing someone's guard, when you're mounting them, when you have them in a triangle. It's a very basic wrist lock. It's called the gooseneck, or the come-along, okay? So I used the term gooseneck for the other one, but this is the waterfall. This one's called the gooseneck or the come-along here, okay? And here's how you do it. It's actually an aggressive movement, so it's not a defensive one where he grabs me first. I'm actually gonna grab him first, okay? So I'm gonna grab his wrist here. Now when you grab someone's wrist, their natural reaction is try and take it back from you. They're gonna try and pull away from you or do something to escape that, okay? So when I grab his wrist, let's turn this way so that everyone can see. I'm immediately gonna hook his elbow and start pushing on his wrist. So I'm creating this like counter leverage here. So if I were just to push on his wrist here, nothing would happen. It actually just helped him escape because he could just step away from me and pull away. But the second I engage his elbow and I start pushing, now I have this sort of rotational force. It's like putting pressure on his shoulder. It just gives me a lot more control to have a push and a pull here, okay? Once I have the push and the pull, I'm gonna step closer to him, shoulder to shoulder, to really secure this. In wrestling, this is called a Russian tie, where you actually hold here and you can actually put a lot of pressure on someone's shoulder and control them very effectively with the Russian tie. But for the jiu-jitsu, we're gonna be using this wrist lock motion, using it to set up the wrist lock motion. So once I have his shoulder, he might be trying to push on my neck or trying to do anything to create space and get away from me, but you'll find this is a really effective control here, like this. And I'm just sort of cupping my hand into his elbow here, almost at it like I'm holding his bicep. And then I put shoulder pressure behind his shoulder, so I have gravity on my side as well to sort of control the situation. You might not be able to hang on to this forever, but it's a really good starting point for control from the feet. Another thing I like to do is I like to step behind his leg to make him off balance. So he has to think about 2 things, like is he tripping, is he trying to escape the grip on his wrist here? He doesn't know what I'm gonna do. I might be trying to sweep him, any sort of attack, just to make people think about multiple things. So I grab his wrist, I grab his elbow, and I go shoulder to shoulder and start walking with him to control here. Now chances are, he's not gonna let me straighten his arm and extend it, so they start trying to curl it up here like this. Exactly. When he goes to curl his arm up to defend my Russian tie and my attacks, I'm bringing my hand from his bicep to the top of his wrist here, like this. It's dirty, all right. But after you get these wrist locks, they're gonna be clean as F, all right? So, I'm here, and I'm putting pressure under his wrist here, and that's gonna help me bend that. So even if he really keeps a strong fist here, I'm pulling and counter-rotating that, so it's very difficult for him to actually maintain his wrist straight here. And what's great about this is if he actually grabs his hand too, it actually can kind of help me get it, because he's really just pulling on his own wrist at this point. You'd actually have to push on the bottom of it to stop it from happening. And even then, it's not going to help much, because I'm just just has so much leverage here. So again, I'm here shoulder to shoulder, but I'm behind his shoulder. As he starts to defend, because I'm pulling down, and he's going to start to defend and pull up. If he puts it like just like that, he instinctively reached over. That's fine. He's helping me now, and I'm pulling his wrist in. Once I get his wrist bent past like a 45-degree angle, I'm doubling up on it here, and the elbow is caught against my ribs and my biceps, so it can't actually escape this way. I'm holding it in. I'm not going to hurt you, so you can relax your wrist a little. So here, that's what I'm looking for. So control. Catch it, even if his wrist is straight. I'm bending it. Once it's bent, then I double up on it and I actually go fingers down. That's important. Because if I keep it here, he's still pretty strong. He might be able to push that other hand underneath to do something. But if I go down, he can't actually reach to push. And then I'm curling in and breaking this way. It's called the come along because he really has to go wherever I go. I have complete control over him. If at any point he does something I don't want him to, I break his wrist. It's really that simple. Okay? So that's called the come along. One more time. Remember I said this is an aggressive wrist lock. So this is when you want to just wrist lock the guy. You're not waiting for any sort of defensive Aikido movement. You're just like, okay, I'm going to wrist lock him now. Underhook, shoulder to shoulder, catching the wrist, almost like you're trying to open up his elbow here. Once you're here, he starts to defend a little bit. I come over the top and start bending this. Once I get it to like a 45-degree angle, you can see it's kind of half bent. That's when I double up on it and go here. Okay? So this can be done even, so say I take you down. Yeah. Take him down here like this. Maybe I'm mounted on him. The same thing applies. I can turn, catch this wrist lock from mount. If someone's defending a lot like this, trying to defend stuff, I'll start catching these wrists. There's a lot of these wrist lock opportunities where people go like T-Rex mode to defend chokes and stuff. It's a really good opportunity to start getting your arms involved, pinning his wrist and using that same motion. That's probably the most common wrist lock you see in jiu-jitsu at the higher levels. So even black belts get tapped with that one because it's so dynamic and there's not really a lot they can do if you apply it properly. Okay? Any questions on that? Anyone need to see it one more time or we're good? One more time? Okay. So it's a cross grip, or you could also set it up like maybe you get a collar grip like this, and I'm just looking for like an overhook control. Then I can go here. You don't necessarily have to go like wrist to wrist. You could even grab his sleeve, go to this motion first, like an arm drag, and then get here, and then start to set it up. There's a lot of ways to get to this position. Maybe he even grabs my collar first. Either way, I would break his grip and then go to it, just to get into a Russian tie position. Hand comes over the top, catching the wrist, and then turning outwards towards me, making sure his elbow's like in between my ribs and my arm, putting pressure there. Okay? On three, guys. 1, 2, 3.